Hi, welcome to Steam Train Talks. Today, engineer Billy Hayes will be showing us how to pack the piston rods on the train. The piston is what propels the wheels of the train. Look at the clip in the corner to see it in action. Over time, the packing around the piston will develop leaks where steam and pressure escape. To prevent these leaks, the train team will add packing around the rod. Here's an up-close view of the rod and the area to be packed. First, Billy will show us how to measure and cut the packing. Next, he will show us how to make the packing flexible so it will fit around the piston shaft. He will finish up by showing us how to put the packing securely in place on the train. Let's begin with measuring and cutting the packing.
But as you can see, this is my gauge of how long I'm going to cut it.
Okay, so you go to the little notch in it?
Dip right here. Now on this one you've got a little bat right here. Now this is my valve, that's the short piece. Now this is 3/4 inch packing. The packing around the valve is 1/2 inch.
Okay.
And when I'm doing this, I will take and push this on real close to it, like so, and then go outside. Let me see more about it. And I've got this cutter right here, chisel. I measure just the least bit more than I want, just in case the valves, all the rods and all are worn. So if you cut it exactly, maybe the least bit short. So I'd rather have it the least bit long and pack it in there so it won't leak.
So you'd rather have it long than short?
Okay, now I take this, adjust it out about like I want it. Take the hammer and cut right through it. Now we'll take this up and wrap it up in a little piece of plastic so it'll stay good and soft, so it won't get it need to dry it out. Well, first, let me get a piece that I'm not somebody cut too short. As you can see how it's 3/4 inch. Okay, you cannot get it in the around the shaft because your bottom, see, all that everything in there is worn some.
Yeah.
And that means your shaft will drop down a bit. You cannot get it in like that. You have to take your hammer to start with.
Get it flexible.
And you can see the difference in the size.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much thinner
So
now.
it'll slide in there.
Alright, so the one on the right is the one that's been hit with the hammer. And the one on the
yeah, the one on your right, yeah. Hit with a hammer.
And the one on the left has not been yet. Cool. Tell me about the tools that you have.
Oh, this is just the hammer. This is just a piece of metal, a piece of wood that I pressed it in with the packing. See, this is the packing that I will use to put around the rod. This is a piston rod. That's what drives the train back and forth.
So the rod going in the middle is the piston. On either side you have packing that's held in place by the plate and the nuts.
I do this at various times when it starts leaking. As it gets packed in, I will repack it. Okay, now once a year, I pull everything out of here and redo it. Because if I don't put everything out, it'll get packed in there so hard, you can't be anything else in it. You have to do this ever so often. Then I take and twist it around like this.
So you do this once a year?
No, I do the whole thing. I pull everything out of the inside of it once a year.
Okay.
I do this, see, we did this about a month ago.
Okay, so once a month-ish.
Just take and pack it around here. It's very simple. Like so. And I take this little tool right here, this little piece of wood, and I pack it in. put this slide back on right up to it, like so, and slides in place. And I tighten it down, press it in. I do one side then the other to keep it straight going in. Now I will tighten it this tight, just like I got it here, and I will drive about maybe 10 minutes. And as it starts to running, it'll pack in a little bit by itself, and you tighten it up a couple of times during the day. That way it will run probably 3 or 4 weeks on this one piece.
Okay.
And then as it wears down, I'll put another piece in it until maybe a year is up. Then I'll put all the packing. So by
Okay,
then,
so they're compacting in there.
yeah,
over
when it's
time.
packed about this far. Now,
Okay.
at the end of the year, I got about 10 pieces because they're packed so tight.
Yep.
So, and sometimes it's a real job getting it out. You got a piston valve, and then you got your valve right here.
Okay, let me zoom in on that valve because it's a
These have to
little
be
bit in
packed every so often
shadow.
too.
You use the same thing to pack that?
Mm-hmm.
Done in like the same way?
See, you've got 2 steam valves and 2 piston valves.
So steam valves
they go
on
in and out.
top, what we're looking
Yeah,
at
steam
right now
valve
through
on
the
top,
camera.
and piston rods. This is what drives the train, goes in and out.
Piston rods, okay.
They got 2 on each side like this. And I will do it, well, whenever, sometimes it'll last a while, then again it don't last, very long. You have to keep an eye on it while you're driving during the day.
How often do you pack the top one?
Maybe every 2 or 3 months.
2 or 3 months?
See, they will last, but they ain't got as much pressure as these out here on. It's just a valve on top. That's basically everything about the packing. This and the valve here is packed the same way.
Thank you for joining Steam Train Talks. Stay tuned for more videos about the train and other museum topics.